You're watching Notepad with me, Ibrahim Sani. I won't talk much today. I just want to touch on one particular issue, which is the installation or the inclusion of 1MDB into the curricular subjects of Malaysian students. Yesterday, the Minister of Education, Mazli Malik, was in the war of words with another MP, opposition MP from Pontian, Ahmad Maslan. The conversation in the Dewan Rakyat revolves around whether or not to include 1MDB in children's textbooks. And yesterday, what we got from media was that Dr. Mazli wanted the 1MDB case to be instituted into the history lessons of Malaysian textbooks. However, today, the press secretary to the minister argues that it's not about the case of 1MDB, but the issue of 1MDB. I think there's a salient point between the difference here. Number one, it's all about, when we talk about the case, we're talking about the legal proceedings regarding the investigations into 1MDB. But if you talk about the issue of 1MDB, or the scandalous affairs that is resulting from the 1MDB event, that is what the minister was talking about. So he doesn't want to talk about the legal aspects, he just wants to talk about the issue or the story about 1MDB into children's textbooks. Even so, do we really need all the scandalous affairs to be included into the story of our Malaysian history? In my Twitter, jokingly, I asked everyone on Twitterland to say their piece about the inclusion of these scandalous affairs of not just 1MDB, but many other scandalous affairs of the country, including that of, say, PKFZ, the Forex scandals, many others, right? And whether or not this should be read as per subject of the Malaysian history books. But there was one particular comment that was left on my Twitter page saying that why not just talk about the bad things, but also the good things. For instance, how Malaysia clawed back ourselves from the '98 Asian financial crisis without the aid and assistance of the IMF. Shouldn't this be part of Malaysian history as well? And my argument, I would like to argue, yeah, why not? The good, the bad, and the ugly should be discussed in Malaysian history books. One particular comment that I find very interesting was on the conversation of why do we include these nasty stuff in our children's textbooks? If the children know who their politicians are, they would no longer idolize them. Now, this is a very disparaging comment in my opinion, and very harmful comment, because since when do we need to idolize and idolize our politicians? Shouldn't our politicians be deemed as leaders that must be held accountable if ever they are doing something wrong or nasty? And this is the conversation that I want to shape in my future segments, in my future episodes, on whether or not we should really hold the accountables, whether or not we should really hold the politicians accountable, or we should put them on a high pedestal that we have always been doing so for the past 60 years. Let me know what your thoughts are about this matter, not just about what goes into the history books, but who writes them and how it should be written. On my show, Notepad with Ibrahim Sani, just head on to astroawani.com and search for this program. Also, continue to leave your messages on Twitterland. I will follow them very closely. That's it from me. Thank you very much.